That's a great way to put it, and that's why I shy away from simple recommendations on productivity. The way you work most effectively changes for everybody. Of course, it doesn't hurt to test yourself and to push your own boundaries, but at some point, you need to find something that's productive and sustainable. And I totally agree with that. I think that at some point, if you're doing something that is, you have a really big goal and you're pushing yourself really hard and you're wanting to get there and you're trying so hard to get to that goal, you don't want to give all your effort from the get-go and then get burnt out. And then down the road, you get to a point where you're thinking to yourself, I feel like giving up and I feel like quitting and I don't want to do this anymore. And everybody has a different work ethic. We all have different abilities, different skills, different talents, and I think it's good that you figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are and work on those. And you don't have to try to be the best in the world at whatever it is that you're pursuing. And me, I feel like I'm more of a jack of trades. I'm pretty good at doing a lot of different things, and with each thing that I'm doing, I'm trying to master each of them all together, all at once, and it's a lot of workload. I work full-time. I spend about 8 hours a day drawing, and I have to edit these videos, I have to edit the audio, I've got to do all the recordings, I've got to plan things, I write things down, and there's a lot of things I have to do. And to some people, the work would be, it would burn them out, and they probably wouldn't be able to do it. And then there's other people that can do way more work. And it just depends on who you are. It depends on your upbringing, your environment, what's happened in your life. And for me, growing up, I didn't really have much of anything. And so I really appreciate the things that I do have, because when you just never had anything growing up, I look back on that and I think about how hard it was to overcome all of that and how tough it was that every single day, I wouldn't have anything to eat. There was so many family problems that were going on that was so difficult that it got to the point to where it just seemed like the norm. And when I would interact with other people, it felt like I was just an outcast, but I wasn't sure why, because I didn't know how their lives were, because I was just surrounded by all this chaos and all these bad things that were happening. And as I got older, I learned about other people and I seen how different everyone is, and then I realized that my life wasn't really normal, and what was happening was not good. And now when I look back on that, that's why I'm able to push myself so much. I'm able to keep doing something over and over and do it every day and commit myself to it, because growing up I didn't have anything really. I had to work really hard for anything, and it helps me really appreciate what I have. And I see people that take for granted what they have, the position that they're in, and they want to be, super famous. They want to be super rich. They keep wanting more, and they're not taking appreciation for what they have at the moment and what they've overcome in life. And as I was saying earlier about sustainability, if you're pushing yourself so hard at the beginning, you just completely get burnt out, and then you want to give up, and then you get to where you just repeat that cycle over and over, and then you keep trying this on different goals in life and different hobbies, or if you're trying to get a better job. And I had points in my life to where I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, and I felt that it kind of felt like the world was against me. I think a lot of people have had that feeling. It feels like the world is against you. It feels like nothing's really working out, and you keep trying, and every day it's just you feel like a failure. But it depends on how you look at things, because not everything that happens that is bad can necessarily be a bad thing. For example, if you have something bad happen and you think that nothing's going to get better. An example of this would be, let's say you had an injury, okay? And then all of a sudden, let's say that there's, something happens and they make the draft and they have to start drafting people. And then you don't have to get drafted. And that would be an example of something bad happening to you that would actually help you and save your life in the long run. And so when something bad happens, don't take it as so negative or completely negative. And this can apply to many people in many aspects of life. And as long as you just keep trying and not think of your failures as a reason to give up, think of them as a way to look back on what's happened and what you're doing in life and how you've overcome that and how to improve yourself, because we often learn best when we make mistakes, because then we know what not to do and then we know to not repeat that process again. And I explained this to Brandon about how if, when you're pursuing something, not to give all of your effort right at the beginning. You want to pace yourself. An example of this I told him was about how when I was in high school and middle school, I was in cross country and I did distance running. And I figured out that, how I should pace myself for each lap, because the inexperienced runners, they would just go all out and they would run their fastest speed possible from the first lap, and then come the second lap, they're completely winded and have no energy. And for me, I was a really good short distance runner. I was a good sprinter, and so I used that to my advantage during the last lap. So the first lap I would give about 80% effort, second lap 70%, third lap 60% effort. So then come the last lap, I'm have all this energy build up between the second and third lap. And then on the fourth lap, they might be, a quarter of a lap ahead of me, but I'll slowly speed up and I catch up with them. And because I was a really fast 100-meter sprinter, once there was 100 meters left, they didn't have the energy. And I would do what was called a kick, which is the last end of the race, where you take all the energy you have and just run as fast as you can. So I would then, I would kick it, I would just run past everybody. And someone that's inexperienced, they would say, they would look at it as, hey, you have talent and, you have better endurance. And, there's always these excuses that we make. And I think that if you're pursuing something, it's often better to work smarter, not just harder. And figure out what works for you and what's sustainable for you and what is something that is a challenge to where you want to do it every day because you want to improve. But you don't want it to be too easy and then you get bored. But you don't want it so difficult to where you get burnt out. And you kind of want to set that bar to where it's challenging and it's just right there to where you feel like you almost can't do it, but every day you can. Just keep pushing and doing it over and over and just sustain that every day and make a commitment and make a routine every day. And you can get to whatever the goal is that you have in life. And I think of 4 months ago when I first started doing these videos, I didn't think that anybody would even want to watch. I didn't think that I would improve that much. But when you commit yourself to something and you want to pursue it to improve, and you're not doing it because you want attention from people or because of fame or because of money and all that, you're going to do it because you love it and because you're in the moment of pursuing that goal or that hobby. And a lot of times we start living in the past or we live in the future, and then when something hard happens, we want to give up because we think it's too difficult and that we don't have the talent or the skills to do it. And just keep trying and keep that commitment and sustaining everything, and I think everything will eventually works out. And there's not really an explanation for everything. There's certainly a lot of things to learn in the world and things to understand, but I think that I'm progressing. I think that anybody that wants to improve, if they just commit to it and stop worrying about the past and the failures that you had, and stop thinking about that when you had a goal and you weren't able to overcome that. Like, say for example, if I wanted to do a painting and I don't do very well on it, well, not everybody's gonna be very good the first try. I did a painting the other day and I thought it was horrible, but that doesn't mean when I give up. You got to keep trying. It's like the first time you try to ride a bike. You keep falling off over and over and over, but every time you keep trying, you figure out how to balance yourself. And once you get that balance and you maintain the direction that you're wanting to go, and you sustain that, then you stay upright. You just keep moving forward and don't give up. And I just want to thank you for watching, and I hope that my words and my advice is helpful to everyone, and hope you have a good day.